Eric here. You will have to forgive the darkness in my house over my last couple of videos. I have been spending the days in my cave because I've just been exhausted, and it's been my way of retreating and recuperating. Today I want to talk to you about love languages and an INFJ. INFJs and love languages. For those of you who don't know what the 5 love languages are, it's been used for over 25 years. Love languages are how someone communicates their affections for other people. I'll just read a couple of descriptions. The 5 love languages are quality time, acts of service, words of affirmation, physical touch, and receiving gifts, okay? I scored 12 in quality time. From what I understand, all INFJs speak the love language quality time. Then I got a 7 in acts of service, 6 in words of affirmation, 5 in physical touch, and a 0 in receiving gifts. I'm going to go down through this list and talk a little bit about this. So, quality time. In quality time, nothing says I love you like full, undivided attention. Being there for this type of person is critical. But really being there with the TV off, fork and knife down, cell phone put away or turned off, all chores and tasks on standby. They can wait if I'm more important than them. Makes you feel truly special and loved. Distractions, postponed activities, we'll get to it later. I just want to get through this first. I'm not as important as whatever temporary task you're working on that in 50 years isn't going to mean anything. What? It's more important than me that in 50 years I'm still supposed to mean something to you? Distractions, postponed activities, or the failure to listen can be especially hurtful. Whether it's spending uninterrupted time talking with someone else, whether it be on the phone or in person, or doing activities together, playing an online game, or going to the diner just to have a laugh together. You deepen your connection with others through sharing your time. You've heard me say in my other videos, INFJs value their time. This is what I was talking about. And then my video got some dislikes, and I'm like, well, some people are pretty clueless about what I'm referring to, and rather than be like, what do you mean? And the comments are just like, nope, dislike, don't like it, don't like what you're saying. INFJs speak the love language of quality time. It is our primary love language. We value our time. It matters to us. Wasting our time is the same as saying you don't value us, you don't care about us, and what matters to us doesn't matter to you. That is especially hurtful, and that is a great way to get one foot on the other side of a door slam. Be careful with this. Our second love language, at least from my understanding, and these two kind of are almost tied, are acts of service and words of affirmation. I'm going to sum it up in a nutshell. Acts of service is anything that takes stress off of our shoulders. An act to show that you care about us will speak volumes. Saying something like, let me take care of that for you, speaks volumes to us. But telling us why you're making that commitment, and knowing you're not doing it out of obligation, but just because you want to make us happy, that sends our hearts skyrocketing. And it makes us feel really loved. But then there's words of affirmation, which I've scored practically the same every time. I think I've taken this test 3 times, and words of affirmation and acts of service almost always get like the same value. Words of affirmation basically says actions don't speak louder than words, but acts of service says your actions speak louder than words. If you say you love me and you do absolutely nothing to show it, you don't love me. Well, I've spent time with you. I don't care. If you haven't gone out of your way to physically show me you love me. Anybody can talk on the phone for an hour and put it down and not think about that person the rest of the day. It takes a heart of love to really say, you know what? I want to give Eric a call because I want him to know I care about him. At that point, you're speaking acts of service because you're doing it for me, because you know that it's something I need and there's a weight on my shoulders that I'm craving this interaction. You say, Eric, I only had 5 minutes, but I wanted to call and give it to you. That's sharing quality time. Saying, Eric, I wanted to call you because I know that you need this, is an act of service to me. So understanding the difference is critical. Words of affirmation means hearing the reasons why you feel the way that you do. Why do you love me? Why do you think I am a smart person? Tell me why you feel this way. Share your heart with me. Let me understand it. Let me understand you. Hearing why sends our spirits skyrocketing, but insults leave us shattered and are not easily forgiven. We thrive on hearing kind and encouraging words that build us up. And this is why INFJs feel so hurt, is because we are so easily hurt by words, which unfortunately is how people try to hurt us most of the time. My fifth love language, or fourth, is physical touch. A person whose primary love language is physical touch, not surprisingly, is very touchy. Hugs, a pat on the back, and thoughtful touches on the arm can be ways to show excitement, concern, care, and love. But most of all, physical presence and accessibility are crucial. Neglect or abuse is unforgivable and is destructive to a relationship. Appropriate and timely touches communicate warmth, safety, and I love you. And tells the person that you love them. So, I got a 0 on receiving gifts. They mean nothing to me. I don't care what if you, like, my mom was like, hey, I found this candy on sale for like 30 cents and I picked some up for you. I'm thinking, thanks, I'll eat it later. To me, I don't feel any emotional value from that whatsoever. It doesn't matter to me. And I'm going to turn up the... I know. What the... What? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. She took my light from me. That brat! My mother came upstairs and took my light. I don't have a light in my room now. Brat. Sorry, here. I'll open up my blinds. I don't want to. Oh my gosh, that's too bright. What is wrong with you people? You live like this. Close the blinds. Alright, I'll open up these ones too. So, I got a 0 in gifts. Gifts aren't materialism. It is the thought behind the gift that speaks to someone who speaks the love language of gifts. And that means that I don't care how much thought you put into a gift. I can buy the gift for myself. I'd much rather you put thought into pouring into my heart. I don't need this material stuff to be happy, alright? I can buy it myself. I can go to GameStop and pick one of these up. Or to Walmart. I don't need you to buy me headphones because you see them while they're on sale. I don't care that they're on sale. Alright, I spend so much time by myself playing games, making music, and studying, and learning that I don't even use these very often. I don't need this material stuff. But receiving gifts speaks the love language that you care for someone because you're putting in your time and your energy, sacrificing it, thinking of the other person. The effort, the emotional effort that it takes to buy somebody a gift. And get something that they like, that they will feel valued upon receiving. That's the love language of gifts. They're a symbol of love and affection. I got a 0. Gifts don't mean anything to me. So now I'm going to get into the topic of the video. I've laid the foundation. For those of you who didn't know what this is, it's the 5lovelanguages.com. You can go and check it out. Take the test for yourself. And if you're an INFJ and you've taken the test, or you want to take it again, or you're not an INFJ, please comment below your results. I want to read them. I want to know more about you. I want to know how I can personally make videos that make you feel loved. Because I'm a very straightforward person, but unfortunately not everybody speaks the same love language, and some people speak words of affirmation much more, and my comments can seem really insensitive and harsh, even though they're not meant to be. I'm just like thinking logically. But some people don't feel that way. They feel like it cuts deep, and they're really personally offended. Yet they'll never tell me they're personally offended. They'll just be like, smash dislike, everybody. Unsubscribe to this wicked evil person. Look at how hateful he is, making these videos so that I can watch him and be insulted. How dare he? It doesn't make any sense. The person's just like upset, and I get it, and I'm sorry, and I've apologized publicly in a video. I apologized for like 4 minutes straight. I'm sorry, but I don't know what I'm saying or doing in my videos that upsets you. I can never stop doing it, okay? You have to communicate with me, or else I will have no clue. None. Because it's not like I can watch your body language and facial expressions while I'm making these videos. I can't. You don't even make a reaction video. You're just like, unsubscribe. Get this guy out of my life. Tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can actually fix the problem. Men like to fix things. If there's a problem, I'll fix it. Straight to the point. Just straight to the point. Woman's like an airplane that's circling the runway. And she'll talk and talk and talk before she gets to her point, and then she'll land because she's finally figured out what she's trying to say. It's like they have to talk to get their emotions in order because they're feelers, and that's perfectly fine. God created them that way, and it's a beautiful thing. But men are just like straight to the point. There's a problem, fix it. Okay, we're done. For example, my wife is talking about how stressed she is because the lawn hasn't been mowed, and I immediately think that's what she's upset about. I go outside, I start mowing the lawn, I come back in, and she's still upset with me, and then she gets angry because I walked away while she was talking. I'm thinking, I fixed the problem. That wasn't the problem. She doesn't know what the problem is yet. She was just telling you what was on her mind, and you immediately jumped the gun. Men think in straight lines. Women do not. It's just God's intention. That's how He created them. But understanding this doesn't help me know how to help you. Or you gotta help me help you. That's kind of the role of a therapist. Or you gotta help me to help you. If you don't talk to me, I can't help you. I mean, kind of. Like, I'm really good at reading people, so I kind of can. But that's not the point. I can't read you through a YouTube video. All right, I'm going on a tangent. You guys know what I'm talking about. Comment your love languages below, please. Man, frustration. Frustration, people. Gotta learn to deal with it somehow. All right. Now on to the main topic. INFJs speak all 5 love languages, but they only receive from 4. INFJs do not receive the love language of gifts unless it's an act of service. If you are buying them gifts to relieve stress from their shoulders because you know they've been stressed lately, and that's your way of trying to cheer them up, that's an act of service. Buying somebody a bouquet of flowers after a fight is the love language of gifts. Don't buy us flowers after we get into an argument. You apologize, accept responsibility for your actions, say, I was wrong, I'm sorry, and I want you to know that I love you and I really want to try harder to do a better job. Accept responsibility. I just took another test on how I receive apologies. Number 1, take responsibility. Number 2, restitution and remorse, which means if you've done damage, taking responsibility for the fact that you've done damage and actually showing me you're sorry is how you're going to make it up to me. Don't just say you're sorry and then do the same thing later. You're not sorry, otherwise you wouldn't have done it to hurt me. But if by your means of restitution you try to repair the relationship, cool. We'll keep walking forward. INFJs are very forgiving people, or very heartwarming people. What that means is we need to see results if we're going to keep forgiving you. Otherwise, we're eventually going to quit trying altogether. Anyways, we don't speak we speak the love language of gifts with other people because we want them to feel valued, and we're thinking about them so much that we want the person to know that they're loved whatever way we possibly can. It doesn't mean we receive gifts. It means that we might be out at Dollar Tree and buy you a Hershey's chocolate bar because we know you like chocolate, just because we know you like chocolate, just because we're thinking about you and we want you to know that we love you. It's not an act of service. It's actually a gift. It's the love language of gifts. We're doing it thinking about you, putting in the time and the effort, but we don't want to receive in that same way. We want you to give us your time. If I go out of my way thinking about you and I buy you a Hershey's chocolate bar, that should make you happy, and as a direct result, you should want to cuddle up next to me and rest your head on my shoulder so that I can enjoy that moment of bliss, just knowing that you love me. Alright, INFJs, wow, I am getting very muscular. My shoulders are getting very, very toned. But yeah, INFJs speak all 5 love languages, but we only receive from 4. So again, comment if you're an INFJ, comment it if you're an ESTP, if you're an ISFP, if you don't know, just comment the love language and your personality type if you know it, so we can kind of get a sense of what each personality type speaks, and see if we can't get a trend going on here.